Welcome to Porto in Portugal. In front of me is the Atlantic Ocean. I'm now on my second day and I'll be providing guides for the top things to see or top things to do here for 48 hours. 2 days, 2 nights here in Porto, sharing here on my barrio. Thank you. Avenida dos Aliados, or Liberty Square, is located in the center of Porto. This elongated square is surrounded by several restaurants and banks. This is your point of reference. Places of interest on the square are the City Hall of Porto, and you will find the monument of Dom Pedro IV in the middle of the square. And since we are at the city center, we might as well visit the train station, one of the must-sees in this area. Let's just cross the street. A palatial structure behind me. This is the station of São Bento in Porto, and it has murals, the traditional azulejos, blue tile mural. Let's join me and let's find out. The São Bento train station is located in the center of Porto. This train station attracts hundreds of tourists every day and is therefore one of the most important train stations in Portugal. Before the train station was built in the 19th century, there was a monastery on the same spot. The station hall is completely covered with tiles painted by the painter Jorge Colasso. On the tiles you can view the history of northern Portugal, which is depicted in beautiful blue paintings. In addition to the blue and white tiles, there are also colored works of art by the same painter. Top of the things to do in Porto is the Dom Luís I Bridge, which was designed by a partner of Gustave Eiffel, the designer of the Eiffel Tower in Paris. The bridge is used by motorists on the lower part, and the metro can travel over the upper part. You can also use the bridge as a pedestrian. And if you're now eager to taste port wine where it originated, continue walking. Let's cross this bridge for Vila Nova de Gaia. The city is known for its port, and it's almost a must-see to visit the port house during your stay in Porto. The famous port cellars are all across the river. At various port cellars, it is advisable to book a time slot in advance, especially during the high season. You can choose from 7 port houses, with this being the best rated tours in port cellars. Callum, Cockburn, Graham's, Pereira, Taylor's, to name just a few. The Ribeira District. Do you know those famous photos of Porto with those brightly colored houses near the water? That is the Ribeira District, and that's what we're visiting next. This district, which translates as on the river, certainly deserves a visit when you are in Porto. From the Praça da Ribeira, the square that is the heart of the center, you have a great view of the famous Luís I Bridge and the Douro. It's best to enjoy food and drink here with a view and sometimes with music like this one, a busker from Brazil. But warning, food here is expensive, and the restaurants here are not the best in the city. Besides the iconic Dom Luís Bridge, there's more in Porto. Coast down the peaceful waters of the Douro River by boat as you see Porto to one side and the Gaia to the other, and all of Porto's stunning bridges connecting to the cities. Take the 6 Bridges tour. It was a fine experience. 52 minutes, enough to enjoy both sides of the river. The Dos Clérigos Tower, or Torre dos Clérigos. It towers high above the city and is famous as the skyline of Porto. Nicolau Nasoni built this Baroque-style church in the 18th century. I didn't get the chance to climb it because it was busy. As an alternative, go to Miradouro da Vittoria instead. It's a viewing platform. You enjoy the same views from there, and it's free. It's easily accessible from the Rua das Flores or Rua das Flores. A more relaxed activity from here is to take a historic tram tour. Line 1 or Riverside Line makes the route between the city center and the garden of Passeio Alegre on a single path along the banks of the River Douro. That also connects to Line 18, a restore line which runs between Masarelos and the Carmo on a path that connects to the riverside, the historic parish of Masarelos, to here, Clérigos. The Cathedral of Porto is rather austere in design, but it's worth visiting. It's located on the highest hill of the city. Next to this cathedral is a beautiful monastery. From the square, which is located in front of the cathedral, you have a beautiful view of the entire city. So, another option to the Clérigo Tower. The Igreja de São Francisco is a beautiful church which is decorated with gilded carvings. More than 200 kilograms of gold was used to decorate the church. When the church was built in the 14th and 15th centuries, it was not yet decorated. Only later was the church renovated and decorated. In addition to all the striking decorations in the church, there is one striking piece, the Jesse tree, which is made entirely of wood, on which the family lineage of Jesus is depicted. Since you are in Portugal, you might as well immerse yourself in the culture, and it is advisable to attend a fado show. During the show, you can see for yourself why a fado show can be so touching. You can attend the fado shows in few places. I went to this very informative, educational performance. If you're interested which one, drop your comment in the description box. And during the show, you can enjoy delicious sport or let yourself be carried away by the traditional fado singers. And with this performance, we'd like to end our guide to 48 hours in Porto. I hope you've been inspired to visit this heritage site. Thank you for watching My Barrio, My Mundo.